Hi everybody, this is Victoria Crystal. My specialty is hair growth and preventing breakage. This particular video tonight is about de-stranding. That is a term that I came up with to help prevent strand knots. Strand knots are huge among naturals. It's caused a lot of breakage in a lot of ladies' hair, and strand knots are simply hair. It is simply hair that has shed. We shed hair every day from 50 to possibly over 100 hairs per day. And if you don't get those strands, they travel down your hair. And because our hair is kinky, coily, nappy, or whatever, I don't get hung up on those terms. But at any rate, because of that, the strands have nowhere to go. They cannot just simply detach, slide, and just fall wherever. And they, when your hair was or is straight, you don't see it happening because it's straight and it just falls on out. And your vacuum cleaner will testify to that, because a lot of times when you vacuum, you find a lot of hair. That's because that hair has fallen out. Okay, but with natural hair, it's different. And as I said, from being on Facebook and conversing with a lot of naturals, that's like a huge problem. It can be prevented if you're willing, and if you're going for growth, you have to at the very least, you have to minimize them. Okay, but what I call de-stranding, okay, I did a video a week ago, but unfortunately I had to delete that video. But I did one when my hair was like 3 days old. This is 10 days old and wild and bushy. And believe it or not, this is the way I love it. And I just wanted to, without shrinkage, to be down to my breast. That's what I want. That's what I'm going for, a wild bushy look. Okay. And okay, I have not de-stranded today. And first thing, I would suggest that you over your sink, of course, just kind of go through there. And if you don't have any oil in your hair, some of them just fall down on your sink. Some of them will, but if you have oil in your hair, naturally they're gonna probably stick to that oil. Anyway, you can see little, and it looks like strand knots, but it's not. It's not a knot. See, when I pull all the way down, you see it's not knotted. So what I do is every day, I do that. Try to unbunch it at the roots. And if your hair is tighter coiled, you still can go in there and just kind of unbunch it at the roots. And that way, that's making sure that it's not getting clumped, and especially clumped in hair knots. And so that's the first thing I do. And then I just take it and put my hands through it like this and pull it down to the ends. Okay, it's okay. It's out of the video. And the thing that I was hoping to show was the you see that? That's a loose strand. That's a loose strand. Okay? Well, there it goes. And this is something that you can do every day. Every day. Just, kind of grab it, pull your hands through it. Because I don't think that the amount or lack of kinkiness makes any difference in there. You can still pull your hands through there, and you'll get the knots. Like I say, I didn't de-strand today because see, those are strands. Those are loose hairs that I'm getting, so that I don't have to worry about strand knots. Strand knots are like a monster, and they are causing us, a lot of us, not to retain the growth in our hair. Okay, and if you're going for growth, if you're not going for growth, don't worry about it. Just let them just accumulate if that's what you want to do. But you end up either tearing it out, and see if it does, if it's resistant, then I just fingered the strand, because there was a just one day that I didn't do it, and there was a knot there. Okay, so I just go on and finger the strand, that knot, and pull it on out. The thing too is, if it's resistant, if it doesn't, when you pull through there and it doesn't want to, it doesn't come on out, leave it alone, because that's a hair that's in your scalp, and and you don't want to pull your hair out of your scalp. But on any day, like I said, I didn't de-strand today because I was going to do this video tonight. And but as you can see, and I'm not going to do my whole head, this is just to show you that you can get these strand knots, I mean these loose strands, because everybody hair sheds. Everybody hair sheds. And I see where a lot of ladies will say, my hair doesn't shed. That's just not true. It is not true. And the truth of the matter is that there are a lot of professionals out there that can help if you tell the truth. The best thing to do is to be honest about your hair, because when people say certain things, we know that's not true. We know it. So we don't, sometimes we don't say, at least I don't say anything, simply because I don't want a fight. When people think they know it, you can't tell them any different. So you have to leave that alone. But the thing about it is, our hair does shed every day. Every day our hair sheds. So you have to get the strands out one way or another. And if you don't get it out that way, then that bugger girl. Anyway, I don't know where it went, but it was okay. Well, that's not, no, that's in my root. Okay. It's going to accumulate, and some people say they have so many strand knots, and I hate that for them, but it's just, it's not necessary. And another way to de-strand, this is de-stranding here, but to prevent the hair knots also is by either combing or brushing through it at least every couple of days. And I know a lot of naturals don't comb their hair. I don't really know why, but that is a prevention, by combing through it every couple of days. And it's better than trying to detangle it later. If you have your hair in twists or braids, you don't have to worry, because they're trapped in there and they're not going anywhere. But if you're wearing it out, just wash and go, especially a wash and go, you're going to have to do something about them. So de-stranding will cause you not to have to worry about strand knots even accumulating. If you do this every day, you won't have strand knots. And that's the truth, because I don't have any. This is 10 days in. Last Sunday when I did this video, my hair was different. It was more wavy, a lot wavy, and a little not full. This is 10 days later, and it's full and bushy, and I love it. So at any rate, that's de-stranding. And if you comb through it, mine is dry. It doesn't have any product. I haven't put any on it in those 10 days. And this is something that I don't do, but I'm going to try to do it just for the purposes of demonstrating how to detangle. A lot of people don't like to brush. That's fine. I brush, all right, to detangle. But when you do it, you start at the ends and you go up. If at some point I see where this is going to be very resistant to it, I'm going to stop, because I'm not trying to break it off. But like right here, okay, right there, it is tangled. So I'm just going to only go up to that point and show you how brushing, I brush from the ends up, will detangle that hair easier. And especially for your babies, you know, poor babies hate to get their hair done because they don't like the pain. That's the truth. The detangling is painful, but if it starts to tangle again, just go back down, brush on up, easy, and you'll get the tangles. See, now I can brush it all the way down. But I started out at the ends, and like I said, I don't generally do this dry, but I'm doing it for that purpose today. Because tomorrow, since it's gotten a bit too bushy, I'm gonna shampoo it anyway. So get the strand knots, ladies. That's what's killing your growth. That is why you're not retaining your length. And you'll see that it'll start to grow, and it'll be much easier on you and your babies. They hate to get their hair done because we're combing it wrong, we're detangling it wrong, okay? You know, get it out there. Start even with a smaller bunch, especially on those babies, and detangle that way. It'll be a lot less painful for them, and they will retain growth also. Before you know it, your baby's hair will be really growing. Okay, thank you, ladies. I am going to come out with a product soon, and it's going to be by design, and I will keep you updated on that later. Y'all have a blessed day.